Question 1. Which of the following best describes the primary difference between an owner's policy and a lender's policy in title insurance? A. An owner's policy protects the lender's investment in the property, while a lender's policy protects the owner's equity. B. An owner's policy provides coverage for the property buyer against title defects, whereas a lender's policy protects the lender's interest in the property. C. An owner's policy covers the property against zoning violations, while a lender's policy provides coverage for future encumbrances. D. An owner's policy is required by law for all real estate transactions, whereas a lender's policy is optional. Answer. B. An owner's policy provides coverage for the property buyer against title defects, whereas a lender's policy protects the lender's interest in the property. Explanation. An owner's policy protects the buyer of the property against title defects that may have existed before the purchase and may affect their ownership. This policy ensures that the property is free of undisclosed issues that could affect the buyer's use or ownership. On the other hand, a lender's policy protects the lender's financial interest in the property, covering only the amount of the mortgage loan and only during the term of the loan. This distinction is fundamental in understanding the roles these policies play in real estate transactions. The Texas Department of Insurance, TDI, mandates that lenders obtain a lender's policy to protect their interests. Question 2. A title examiner discovers an outstanding lien on a property during a title search. According to Texas title insurance guidelines, which of the following is the most appropriate curative action to resolve this issue? A. Ignoring the lien if it does not affect the current transaction. B. Contacting the lien holder to negotiate a settlement or release of the lien. C. Issuing a title policy with an exclusion for the lien and proceeding with the transaction. D. Removing the lien from public records through administrative procedures. Answer. B. Contacting the lien holder to negotiate a settlement or release of the lien. Explanation. When an outstanding lien is discovered, the most appropriate action is to address the lien directly by contacting the lien holder. This can involve negotiating a settlement or obtaining a release of the lien, ensuring that it no longer affects the property. Ignoring the lien or issuing a policy with an exclusion does not resolve the underlying issue and may lead to future legal complications. According to Texas title insurance guidelines, it is essential to resolve all title defects before closing to ensure clear title transfer. Question 3 scenario. Mr. Anderson is purchasing a home and has just received the title report from his title insurance company. The report shows several easements on the property, including a utility easement and a right-of-way easement. What should Mr. Anderson do next to ensure he fully understands the implications of these easements? A. Proceed with the purchase without further action, as easements are standard and do not affect the property value. B. Contact the title insurance company to request an endorsement that provides additional coverage for the easements. C. Review the easements with a real estate attorney to understand their impact on property use and value. D. Request that the seller remove the easements from the property before finalizing the purchase. Answer. C. Review the easements with a real estate attorney to understand their impact on property use and value. Explanation. Easements can significantly affect the use and value of a property. Mr. Anderson should consult with a real estate attorney to review the easements listed in the title report. The attorney can explain how these easements impact the property and advise on any necessary actions or considerations. Simply requesting an endorsement or removing easements is not feasible or practical, as easements are typically recorded and legally binding. Understanding these implications ensures that Mr. Anderson is fully informed before completing the purchase. Question 4. Which of the following is not a typical responsibility of a title insurance underwriter in Texas? A. Evaluating the risk associated with issuing a title policy. B. Determining the insurability of the property based on title search results. C. Conducting the actual title search to identify any defects. D. Setting premium rates for title insurance policies. Answer. C. Conducting the actual title search to identify any defects. Explanation. Title insurance underwriters are primarily responsible for evaluating risk, determining the insurability of properties, and setting premium rates based on their assessments. They do not conduct the actual title searches themselves, which are typically performed by title examiners or searchers. Underwriters rely on the findings from these searches to make informed decisions about issuing policies. Question 5. In Texas, if a title insurance claim is filed, which of the following is the correct procedure for handling the claim? A. The title insurance company must deny the claim if there is a possibility of an existing defect not covered by the policy. B. The title insurance company must investigate the claim and, if covered, pay out the claim to the insured. C. The insured must prove that the title defect was known prior to purchasing the policy for the claim to be valid. D. The title insurance company can automatically cancel the policy upon receipt of a claim. Answer B. The title insurance company must investigate the claim and, if covered, pay out the claim to the insured. Explanation: upon receiving a claim, the title insurance company is required to investigate the claim thoroughly. If the claim is determined to be covered under the policy, the company must compensate the insured as per the terms of the policy. The insured is not required to prove prior knowledge of the defect, and cancellation of the policy is not an option upon receiving a claim. This process ensures that the insured is protected against valid title issues. Question 6. Scenario: MS. Clark has recently sold a commercial property, and the title insurance company has issued a standard policy to the buyer. However, the buyer's attorney has identified several potential issues related to zoning regulations. What is the best course of action for MS Clark to address these concerns? A. Ignore the concerns as zoning issues are not covered by standard title insurance policies. B. Ask the buyer to cover any potential zoning issues through an additional policy endorsement. C. Contact the title insurance company to discuss adding a specific endorsement for zoning issues. D. Seek a refund from the title insurance company for the cost of the policy due to potential zoning problems. Answer: C. Contact the title insurance company to discuss adding a specific endorsement for zoning issues. Explanation: zoning issues are not typically covered by standard title insurance policies. To address concerns about zoning regulations, MS Clark should contact the title insurance company to explore the possibility of adding an endorsement that specifically covers zoning issues. This endorsement can provide additional protection against potential zoning-related problems. Ignoring the concerns or seeking a refund is not practical or effective in addressing zoning-related risks. Question 7. What is the primary purpose of a title insurance policy endorsement? A. To provide coverage for risks excluded in the original policy. B. To extend the coverage of the policy to include additional parties. C. To reduce the premium rates of the title insurance policy. D. To ensure that the policy complies with local insurance regulations. Answer A. To provide coverage for risks excluded in the original policy. Explanation: title insurance policy endorsements are used to modify or expand the coverage provided by the original policy. They can add protection against specific risks or defects that are not covered under the standard policy terms. Endorsements do not typically affect premium rates, extend coverage to additional parties, or ensure regulatory compliance, although they may help address specific risks identified during the transaction. Question 8. When evaluating insurability criteria for a title insurance policy, which of the following factors is least likely to be considered by an underwriter? A. The presence of a recorded easement that affects the property. B. The current market value of the property. C. Any existing liens or encumbrances on the property. D. The legal description of the property and its accuracy. Answer: B. The current market value of the property. Explanation: when assessing insurability, title insurance underwriters focus on factors that affect the property's title and ownership rights, such as recorded easements, existing liens, and the accuracy of the legal description. The current market value of the property is generally not a consideration for determining insurability, as it does not impact the title itself. Question 9. In the context of title insurance, what is a title defect? A. A discrepancy in the physical condition of the property. B. An issue with the legal ownership of the property that affects the title. C. A flaw in the design of the property's architectural plans. D. An error in the property tax assessment records. Answer: B. An issue with the legal ownership of the property that affects the title. Explanation: a title defect refers to any issue that affects the legal ownership or transferability of a property's title. This can include things like unresolved liens, conflicting claims of ownership, or errors in recorded documents. Physical condition discrepancies or issues with architectural plans are not considered title defects, nor is the property tax assessment. Question 10. Which of the following statements is true regarding the regulatory role of the Texas Department of Insurance (EDI) in title insurance? A. The TDI sets the premiums for title insurance policies and oversees their payment. B. The TDI enforces regulations related to the issuance of title insurance policies and handles consumer complaints. C. The TDI conducts title searches and examinations for title insurance companies. D. The TDI determines the specific coverage limits and exclusions for individual title insurance policies. Answer: B. The TDI enforces regulations related to the issuance of title insurance policies and handles consumer complaints. Explanation: the Texas Department of Insurance (EDIA) is responsible for enforcing regulations related to title insurance policies, ensuring compliance with state laws, and addressing consumer complaints. The TDI does not set premiums, conduct title searches, or determine specific coverage limits and exclusions for policies. These responsibilities fall under the purview of title insurance companies and their underwriters. Question 11. What is the primary function of the Texas Title Insurance Guarantee Association (TIGA) A? To provide legal representation for title insurance companies in disputes. B. To guarantee the payment of valid title insurance claims if the title insurer becomes insolvent. C. To set the rates for title insurance policies offered by Texas insurers. D. To conduct mandatory training programs for title insurance professionals. Answer: B. To guarantee the payment of valid title insurance claims if a title insurer becomes insolvent. Explanation: the Texas Title Insurance Guarantee Association (TIGA) provides a safety net for consumers by guaranteeing the payment of valid title insurance claims if a title insurer becomes insolvent. It does not set rates, provide legal representation, or conduct training programs. The TTIGA ensures that claims are paid and protects policyholders in the event of an insurer's financial failure. Question 12. Which of the following is a common title defect that a title insurance policy typically covers? A boundary dispute with a neighboring property. B. A recent zoning change affecting the property. C. An outstanding property tax lien not recorded prior to the policy issuance. D. An outdated property appraisal. Answer: C. An outstanding property tax lien not recorded prior to the policy issuance. Explanation: title insurance policies typically cover defects related to the ownership of the property, including issues like outstanding liens that were not discovered prior to the issuance of the policy. Boundary disputes and zoning changes are usually not covered, as these issues fall outside the scope of title insurance. Outdated property appraisals are also not covered by title insurance policies. Question 13. In Texas, which of the following actions is considered a violation of ethical standards for title insurance professionals? A. Disclosing confidential client information to a third party without consent. B. Providing accurate and timely title search results. C. Offering guidance on resolving title defects to clients. D. Disclosing potential conflicts of interest to clients. Answer: A. Disclosing confidential client information to a third party without consent. Explanation: disclosing confidential client information without consent is a violation of ethical standards for title insurance professionals. Such actions breach privacy and confidentiality obligations. Ethical conduct requires protecting client information, providing accurate results, and transparently addressing potential conflicts of interest. Question 14 scenario. Mr. Lee is a title insurance underwriter who has discovered a significant encumbrance on a property that is not covered by the standard title insurance policy. What should Mr. Lee do to address this issue? A. Ignore the encumbrance as it is not covered under the standard policy. B. Inform the client of the encumbrance and suggest that they negotiate a settlement with the current property owner. C. Issue a policy exclusion for the encumbrance and proceed with the policy issuance. D. Contact the Texas Department of Insurance to seek guidance on how to handle the encumbrance. Answer: B. Inform the client of the encumbrance and suggest that they negotiate a settlement with the current property owner. Explanation: when a significant encumbrance is identified that is not covered by the standard policy, the underwriter should inform the client about the issue. The client may need to negotiate a settlement or resolve the encumbrance before proceeding with the transaction. Ignoring the issue or issuing an exclusion without addressing the underlying problem does not adequately protect the client's interests. Question 15. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a legal description in a real estate transaction? A. To provide a summary of the property's market value for insurance purposes. B. To define the physical boundaries and location of the property for legal and transfer purposes. C. To outline the zoning regulations applicable to the property. D. To detail the property's maintenance and repair history. Answer: B. To define the physical boundaries and location of the property for legal and transfer purposes. Explanation: a legal description provides a precise and detailed description of the property's physical boundaries and location. It is crucial for legal and transfer purposes, ensuring that the property being bought or sold is accurately identified. It does not address market value, zoning regulations, or maintenance history. Question 16. What is the significance of a title endorsement in relation to standard title insurance coverage? A. Increases the coverage limits of the policy automatically. B. It modifies the policy to include additional risks or coverages not included in the standard policy. C. It reduces the premium cost of the title insurance policy. D. It guarantees that no defects will be found in the title search. Answer: B. It modifies the policy to include additional risks or coverages not included in the standard policy. Explanation: a title endorsement modifies the standard policy to include additional coverages or risks that are not covered under the original policy. It provides tailored protection based on specific needs or issues identified during the transaction. Endorsements do not automatically increase coverage limits, reduce premiums, or guarantee defect-free title searches. Question 17. What is typically the most critical factor in evaluating the insurability of a title? A. The aesthetic condition of the property. B. The completeness and accuracy of the title search results. C. The historical significance of the property. D. The current market trends affecting property values. Answer: B. The completeness and accuracy of the title search results. Explanation: the most critical factor in evaluating the insurability of a title is the completeness and accuracy of the title search results. These results identify any existing defects or issues that could affect the title's validity. Aesthetic condition, historical significance, and market trends are not primary factors in determining title insurability. Question 18. In Texas, which entity is responsible for licensing title insurance agents and companies? A. Texas Title Insurance Guarantee Association (TIGA). B. Texas Department of Insurance (EDI). C. Texas Real Estate Commission (TREC). D. Texas State Bar Association. Answer: B. Texas Department of Insurance (TDI). Explanation: the Texas Department of Insurance (EDI) is responsible for licensing title insurance agents and companies. The TDI regulates and oversees the operations of title insurance providers to ensure compliance with state laws and regulations. The TTIGA is involved in guaranteeing claims. TIC handles real estate agent licensing, and the State Bar Association deals with legal professionals. Question 19. Which of the following is a common method for resolving title defects identified during a title search? A. Ignoring the defects if they do not directly impact the current transaction. B. Filing a lawsuit to challenge the validity of the title. C. Taking curative actions such as obtaining releases or corrections for the defects. D. Canceling the title insurance policy and issuing a new one. Answer: C. Taking curative actions such as obtaining releases or corrections for the defects. Explanation: common methods for resolving title defects involve taking curative actions, such as obtaining releases or corrections from relevant parties. These actions help clear up any issues that may affect the property's title and ensure a clear transfer. Ignoring defects or filing lawsuits are not standard practices for addressing title issues, and canceling and reissuing policies does not resolve the underlying defects. Question 20. Which of the following scenarios would typically require a specific title insurance endorsement? A. A property with a recorded mortgage lien. B. A property with a standard utility easement. C. A property subject to restrictive covenant on its use. D. A property with a recent appraisal showing increased value. Answer: C. A property subject to restrictive covenant on its use. Explanation: a restrictive covenant imposes limitations on the use of a property and may require specific title insurance endorsement to address the risks associated with such covenants. While recorded mortgage liens and standard utility easements are generally covered under standard policies, restrictive covenants often necessitate additional endorsements. Recent appraisals do not typically affect the need for endorsements. Question 21. In Texas, what is the primary purpose of a title search in the context of title insurance? A. To determine the market value of the property. B. To identify and resolve any defects or issues affecting the property's title. C. To evaluate the physical condition of the property. D. To confirm the zoning regulations applicable to the property. Answer: B. To identify and resolve any defects or issues affecting the property's title. Explanation: the primary purpose of a title search is to identify and resolve any defects or issues related to the property's title, such as liens, encumbrances, or conflicting ownership claims. It ensures that the title is clear and can be legally transferred to the new owner. It does not address market value, physical condition, or zoning regulations. Question 22. Which of the following is an example of an exception that might be listed in a title insurance policy? A. The property's square footage and dimensions. B. The existence of a mortgage lien or deed of trust. C. The property's historical significance or age. D. The names of previous owners of the property. Answer: B. The existence of a mortgage lien or deed of trust. Explanation: exceptions in a title insurance policy typically include specific issues or interests that are not covered by the policy. Common exceptions include existing mortgage liens or deeds of trust that affect the property. Information about square footage, historical significance, or previous owners are generally not listed as exceptions in a title insurance policy. Question 23. What is the primary difference between an owner's title insurance policy and a lender's title insurance policy in Texas? A. An owner's policy covers the lender's interests, while a lender's policy covers the owner's interests. B. An owner's policy covers the property owner's interests, while a lender's policy protects the lender's interests in the event of title defects. C. An owner's policy provides coverage only for title defects found during the closing, while a lender's policy covers defects discovered at any time. D. An owner's policy is mandatory, while a lender's policy is optional. Answer: B. An owner's policy covers the property owner's interests, while a lender's policy protects the lender's interests in the event of title defects. Explanation: an owner's title insurance policy protects the property owner's interests by covering defects that may arise in the title after the purchase. A lender's title insurance policy, on the other hand, protects the lender's interest by ensuring their loan is secured against title defects. The owner's policy is not intended to cover the lender's interests, and both policies provide coverage based on different needs. Question 24. Which of the following is not a typical responsibility of the Texas Department of Insurance (EDI) in relation to title insurance? A. Regulating the rates and premiums for title insurance policies. B. Licensing title insurance agents and companies. C. Overseeing compliance with title insurance laws and regulations. D. Handling consumer complaints related to title insurance practices. Answer A. Regulating the rates and premiums for title insurance policies. Explanation: the Texas Department of Insurance (EDI) is responsible for licensing title insurance agents and companies, overseeing compliance with laws and regulations, and handling consumer complaints. However, the TDI does not typically regulate the rates and premiums for title insurance policies, which are set by title insurance companies and can vary based on various factors. Question 25. In Texas title insurance, what does standard coverage typically include? A. Protection against all known and unknown title defects. B. Coverage for most common title issues except for specific exceptions listed in the policy. C. Comprehensive protection for both legal and physical property issues. D. Unlimited coverage for all possible title claims and disputes. Answer: B. Coverage for most common title issues except for specific exceptions listed in the policy. Explanation: standard coverage in title insurance typically includes protection against common title issues such as undisclosed liens, errors in public records, and other defects. However, it does not cover all possible issues, and certain exceptions are listed in the policy. It does not provide unlimited coverage or cover all possible legal and physical property issues. Question 26. Which of the following actions is typically considered a curative action in resolving title defects? A. Issuing a new title insurance policy with increased coverage. B. Obtaining a release or satisfaction of a lien affecting the property. C. Reducing the premium rate for the title insurance policy. D. Filing a lawsuit to dispute the validity of the title. Answer: B. Obtaining a release or satisfaction of a lien affecting the property. Explanation: curative actions involve resolving title defects by taking steps such as obtaining a release or satisfaction of a lien. This process helps clear the title and address any issues identified during the title search. Issuing a new policy, reducing premiums, or filing lawsuits are not considered curative actions but may be related to other aspects of the title insurance process. Question 27. What is a typical limitation of title insurance coverage in Texas? A. Coverage for defects that occurred after the policy issuance. B. Coverage for all potential future property disputes. C. Protection against known issues that were excluded from the policy. D. Coverage for defects not discovered during the title search. Answer A. Coverage for defects that occurred after the policy issuance. Explanation. Title insurance generally provides coverage for defects that existed before the policy issuance but does not cover defects that arise after the policy is issued. It does not protect against future disputes or known issues excluded from the policy. Coverage is based on the condition of the title as of the policy date. Question 28. Which entity provides financial compensation if a title insurance company in Texas becomes insolvent and cannot pay claims? A. Texas Department of Insurance, TDI. B. Texas Real Estate Commission, TREC. C. Texas Title Insurance Guarantee Association, TIGA. D. Texas State Bar Association. Answer C. Texas Title Insurance Guarantee Association, TIGA. Explanation. The Texas Title Insurance Guarantee Association, TIGA, provides financial compensation for valid title insurance claims if a title insurance company becomes insolvent. The TDI regulates and oversees title insurance practices, while TIC and the State Bar Association have different regulatory functions. Question 29. What is a common reason for issuing a title policy endorsement? A. To lower the cost of the title insurance premium. B. To extend coverage to include specific risks or exceptions not covered by the standard policy. C. To provide a detailed appraisal of the property. D. To ensure compliance with state zoning regulations. Answer B. To extend coverage to include specific risks or exceptions not covered by the standard policy. Explanation. Title policy endorsements are used to extend coverage to include specific risks or exceptions not covered by the standard policy. These endorsements provide tailored protection for issues identified during the title search or transaction. They do not typically affect the cost of premiums, property appraisals, or zoning compliance. Question 30. In the title insurance claims process, which step is crucial for the resolution of a claim? A. Completing a new title search after a claim is filed. B. Providing a detailed and accurate report of the defect to the title insurance company. C. Canceling the existing title insurance policy and purchasing a new one. D. Ignoring minor title defects to expedite the claims process. Answer B. Providing a detailed and accurate report of the defect to the title insurance company. Explanation. Providing a detailed and accurate report of the defect to the title insurance company is crucial for the resolution of a claim. This report helps the company investigate and determine the validity of the claim. Completing a new title search, canceling policies, or ignoring defects do not contribute to effective claim resolution.